There's a 74-year-old monk in a monastery outside Chengdu who carries 40 liters of water uphill every morning before dawn. His back is straight, his knees don't click. He moves like a man half his age. No gym membership, no protein powder, no physical therapist on speed dial. You watch him for 5 minutes and the question hits you hard. Why doesn't his body break down like ours do? We're 35 with lower back pain from sitting. We're 40 with frozen shoulders. We're 50 and we can barely get off the floor without using our hands. Meanwhile, this man has been doing manual labor in a stone temple for 5 decades and he moves better than most college athletes. What's the difference? It's not genetics, it's not secret herbs, it's not meditation fixing torn cartilage. It's something simpler and way more inconvenient for the modern fitness industry to admit. The monks aren't training, they're living, and that difference is everything. Most people think monks stay healthy because of some mystical energy work or because they're built different or because they have access to ancient herbal formulas we don't know about. None of that is true. The real answer is boring and powerful. They do low to moderate physical work every single day. They never skip. They never binge. They don't have workout weeks and rest weeks. They have Tuesday, and Tuesday looks exactly like Monday. They're not trying to get shredded. They're not trying to hit a new deadlift PR. They're just maintaining a body that has to work. The temple needs water. The courtyard needs sweeping. The stairs exist and you have to walk them. That's it. No periodization, no deload weeks, no program hopping, just consistent functional load spread across the entire week with no gaps. And their recovery isn't an afterthought. It's built into the day. Heat, friction, early sleep, movement that doesn't hurt. They're not toughing it out. They're not training through pain. They're working within a system that doesn't let you get hurt in the first place because if you go down, there's no one to replace you. The monastery doesn't have a backup monk. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Monks do more physical work than you think, but none of it looks like exercise. A monk wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. He walks to the main hall. That's 200 meters uphill. He sits in meditation for an hour. Then he stands up, walks to the kitchen, helps prepare food. That's squatting to grab pots. That's lifting bags of rice. That's stirring big cauldrons. That's standing for 30 minutes. After breakfast, he sweeps the courtyard. That's 20 minutes of forward lunges with a broom. Then he might walk to the garden to pull weeds. That's deep squatting. Hip hinge, rotation. Then he carries compost. Then he chops vegetables. Then he washes dishes in a squat position over a low basin. Then he walks back uphill to his room. By 9 in the morning, this man has done 200 squats, 50 lunges, 20 carries, and 400 meters of incline walking. He didn't work out. He just did his job. That's the invisible training. The modern world eliminated that. We drive, we sit, we order food, we hire people to clean. Then we try to make up for it with 1 hour in the gym 3 times a week, and we wonder why our body falls apart. You can't compress 20 hours of movement into 3 hours of high intensity and expect the same result. The body doesn't work that way. Monks aren't stronger because they train harder. They're more resilient because they load their tissues every single day at a volume your joints can actually tolerate. Now let's talk about the part that gets completely ignored in every YouTube video about ancient monk fitness. The monks do a specific kind of joint mobility work that has nothing to do with stretching and nothing to do with yoga. It's called Daoyin. In the West, people lump it in with Qigong and think it's all about energy channels. But the original function was medical. It was designed to keep tendons, ligaments, and joint capsules healthy in people who did manual labor their entire lives. Think of it like this. If you work with your hands every day, your shoulders get tight, your wrists get stiff, your hips lock up from squatting. Daoyin was the system to reverse that. You open the hip capsule with controlled circles. You decompress the spine with gentle twists. You mobilize the shoulders with flowing arm patterns. It's not mystical, it's maintenance. Most monks do 15 to 20 minutes of this every morning before work starts. It's not optional. It's not a bonus. It's part of the operating system. And here's the key. They do it when they feel good, not when they're already broken. In the West, we only stretch when something hurts. We only go to physical therapy after we tear something. Monks mobilize because they know that if they don't, they won't be able to work next month. It's preventive, not reactive. The movements are slow. The ranges are full but not forced. There's no ego. No one's trying to touch their toes if their hamstrings aren't ready. They're just maintaining the ranges they need to squat, lift, reach, and twist without compensation. That's it. And because they do it every day, their joints never freeze. Their fascia never locks. Their tendons stay pliable. They're not more flexible than you because they're special. They're more flexible because they move every single morning while you're still in bed scrolling. Here's something most people miss entirely. Monks almost never breathe through their mouth during physical work. Everything is nasal, slow, controlled. They're not huffing and puffing while they carry water. They're not gasping while they climb stairs. They've trained their system to stay aerobic even under load. Why does that matter? Because when you mouth breathe during effort, your nervous system interprets that as threat. Your shoulders hike up. Your jaw clenches. Your neck muscles take over. You're signaling to your body that you're in danger, and your body responds by locking down everything that isn't essential to immediate survival. That includes digestion. That includes repair. That includes clear thinking. Nasal breathing keeps you parasympathetic even while working. It keeps your diaphragm engaged. It keeps your ribcage mobile. It keeps your nervous system calm. And calm systems recover faster. Monks aren't just breathing through their nose because it's a spiritual practice. They're doing it because it's the only way to work all day without burning out. When you nose breathe, you can't go too hard. It's a built-in governor. You can't redline. You can't sprint into an injury. Your breath forces you to stay in zone 2, and zone 2 is where you build mitochondria, capillary density, and work capacity. It's where you get healthier instead of just more tired. Most people in the gym are stuck in zone 4 and 5. High heart rate, mouth open, chest heaving. They think that's what fitness looks like, but that's what breakdown looks like. Monks work hard, but they never work angry. And the breath is how they regulate that. Let's get specific about food because this is where people make the biggest wrong assumptions. Monks are not eating plain rice and calling it a day. The stereotype is that they're half-starved ascetics living on vegetables and air. That's completely false. Monastery food is simple, but it's not low in protein. A typical monk eats tofu. Lots of it. Tofu is 13 grams of protein per half cup. They eat it twice a day. They also eat beans, lentils, black beans, mung beans, fermented soy, textured vegetable protein in soups. They eat eggs in some monasteries. They drink bone broth in others. They make dense grain porridges with sesame paste and peanuts. A single bowl of that is 20 grams of protein. Add it up over 3 meals and you're hitting 70 to 90 grams a day. That's not starvation, that's maintenance. And because they eat the same meals every day, their digestion is stable. No bloating, no random crashes, no inflammation from constantly switching foods. Their gut learns the routine. Enzymes show up on time. The microbiome doesn't have to guess. And they eat at the same hours every day. Breakfast at 6, lunch at 11, dinner at 5. No snacking, no late night eating, no grazing. That gives the gut 12 to 14 hours of rest every night. Modern research calls that time-restricted eating. Monks just call it normal. They also eat warm food, almost always cooked. Soups, stews, steamed vegetables, warm rice. Why? Because cold raw food is harder to digest, especially if you're working physically. Cooked food is pre-broken down. Your stomach doesn't have to work as hard. You absorb more. You feel lighter. And they don't eat until they're stuffed. They eat until they're 70 to 80% full. Then they stop. That's it. No second plate, no dessert, no food coma. They finish the meal and go back to work, and they feel fine because they didn't overload the system. It's not restriction, it's regulation. Now here's the part that matters more than anything else and almost no one talks about it. Monks recover actively every single day. They don't take ibuprofen, they don't ice injuries, they don't sit on the couch and hope things get better. They use heat, they use friction, they use movement. If a monk's lower back is tight, he sits on a warm stone. If his calves are sore, he rubs them with his knuckles for 5 minutes. If his neck is stiff, he rotates it slowly 30 times while breathing deep. They do tuina, which is Chinese manual therapy, on each other. It's not gentle. It's deep, focused pressure on tight spots. And it works because it restores blood flow to areas that have locked up. They also move after meals. Always. No one sits down and scrolls after lunch. They walk. They sweep. They do something light for 10 to 15 minutes because they know that movement helps digestion and prevents stagnation. And they go to bed early. Most monks are asleep by 8 or 9 at night. That gives them 7 to 8 hours before the 4:30 wake up. Sleep is when your body repairs. It's when growth hormone peaks. It's when your brain clears waste. Monks don't cheat that. They don't stay up watching shows. They don't scroll in bed. They lie down and they sleep. And because they do the same thing every night, their circadian rhythm is locked in. They don't need melatonin. They don't need sleep apps. Their body knows it's time. The room is dark, the air is cool, the day is over. Sleep happens. Recovery isn't something they do on the weekend. It's something they do every night and every morning. Heat in the morning to wake up the tissues. Movement during the day to keep things loose. Friction or massage if something's tight. Early sleep to let everything reset. That cycle repeats every 24 hours. No gaps. No binge recovery weekends. Just steady, daily repair. So why does all of this work when our version of fitness doesn't? It's not because monks are more disciplined. It's because they don't rely on discipline at all. Discipline is what you need when the environment is fighting you. Monks live in an environment that makes the healthy choice the only choice. You wake up at 4:30 because the bell rings and everyone else is awake. You walk uphill because that's where the hall is. You eat at 6 because that's when food is served. You work because the courtyard is dirty and no one else is going to clean it. You go to bed early because there's no electricity and nothing to do. The system doesn't require willpower, it requires participation. And that's the difference. In the modern world, we're trying to build health inside a system designed to make us sick. We have to force ourselves to walk when we could drive. We have to force ourselves to cook when we could order. We have to force ourselves to sleep when we could scroll. Every single healthy behavior is optional, and every unhealthy behavior is incentivized. Monks don't have that problem. Their environment is pre-structured. The temple is the gym. The work is the workout. The meal plan is whatever's in the kitchen. The sleep schedule is enforced by darkness. They're not more disciplined. They're just not fighting the same battle. And that's why they stay healthy into their 70s and 80s without trying. They're not optimizing. They're just showing up. Same time, same place, same work. The body adapts because it has no other option. Here's what that means for you. You're not going to move to a monastery. You're not going to wake up at 4:30 and carry water uphill. But you can steal the structure. You can make 3 changes that will move the needle in 7 days, and you'll feel it in your joints, your energy, and your digestion. First change. Walk for 10 minutes after every meal. Not a stroll, a walk. Steady pace. Nose breathing. This does 2 things. It regulates blood sugar so you don't crash. And it aids digestion so you don't bloat. Monks do this automatically because they have to go back to work. You have to build it in. Lunch ends, you walk. Dinner ends, you walk. No phone, no podcast. Just 10 minutes of movement. Do that for 7 days and your gut will feel different. Second change. 10 minutes of joint mobility every morning. Not stretching. Mobility. Hip circles, spinal twists, shoulder rolls, wrist circles, ankle rocks. You're lubricating the joints before you load them. You're waking up your proprioception. You're teaching your body that it's safe to move. Monks do Dao Yin. You do this. Same principle. Move slowly. Move fully. Don't force anything. Just explore range. Do that every morning for 7 days, and you'll notice your knees feel better. Your back feels looser. Your posture improves without thinking about it. Third change. 1 session of physical work per day. Not a workout. Work. Carry groceries in 1 trip. Take the stairs. Clean your house. Move furniture. Rake leaves. Anything that requires your body to push, pull, squat, hinge, or carry. 15 to 30 minutes. That's it. This is the invisible training. This is the load your body needs to stay strong without getting beaten up. Monks chop wood. You take out the trash and reorganize the garage. Same effect. Your body doesn't care if it's called exercise. It just cares that you loaded the pattern. Now here's the warning. If you feel sharp pain, stop. Not soreness. Pain. Sharp shooting, stabbing pain means something is wrong. Monks don't train through that. They adjust. They rest. They apply heat. They mobilize gently. You should do the same. Soreness is fine. Soreness means you worked. Pain means you damaged. Learn the difference. And if something hurts for more than 3 days, don't just push through. Get it checked. Monks have other monks who know Twina. You have physical therapists. Use them. The goal is not to prove you're tough. The goal is to keep moving for the next 50 years. Let me recap this in 5 lines so it's clear. Monks stay healthy because they move every day at a moderate load their joints can handle. They mobilize every morning to keep their tissues pliable. They breathe through their nose to stay calm under effort. They eat simple, consistent food at regular times. And they recover with heat, friction, movement, and early sleep. That's the system. No gym required, no supplements required. Just structure, repetition, and respect for the body's actual needs. Here's the final truth. Your body is not a project. It's not something you fix with one perfect program or one magic supplement. It's something you maintain every day, with small, boring, repeated actions that don't look impressive but accumulate into resilience. Monks understand this. They're not trying to win. They're trying to last. And lasting is what actually matters. You don't need to be the strongest person in the room. You need to be strong enough to live your life without pain, without limitation, and without breaking down at 50. The monks have been doing that for 1,000 years. You can start today. If you want more routines like this, routines that actually work in a normal life without needing a monastery or $1 million lab, subscribe to Western Monk. We break down ancient systems and show you how to use them in the real world. And if you know someone who keeps buying fitness gadgets and supplements but still feels like garbage, send them this. They need to hear it.